Starting at tackle will be number 65, Jason Percy, and number 70, Justin Reed. Starting at the defensive end, number 51, Mike Smiler. Number 62, Derek Reed. At the linebacker, number 12, Matt Siragusa. Number 52, Nate Bolt. And number 12. And starting at the corners, number 80, Mike Hagee. Number 85, Paul Talley. And starting at safety, number 7, Harry Klein. And number 25, Danny Farr. Starting at center, number 62, Jason Haynes. Starting at guard, number 53, Charlie Adams, and number 58, Bill Bass. At tackle, number 64, Mark Hart. Number 75, Adam Sosa. At tight end, number 91, John Johnson. Our wide receiver, number 81, Darryl Oskowski. Tight end, number 11, Jeremy Bartlett. At fullback, number 45, Dave Stevens. Running back number 33, Kurt Pombardi. Quarterback number 16, John Keenan.
Kicking off, Aaron Pyers for the BFA Bobwhites.
It's amazing what winning will do for you, Jack. You can really see the sort of electricity on the MSJ sidelines. They're almost treating, as Brian said, each game is sort of a playoff game, and there's kind of a playoff atmosphere right here on the sidelines with the Mounties.
And a very good crowd here, too, on a perfect day.
Oh, yeah.
A better day.
What else would you do on a day like this? I mean,
you got me.
There's no World Series, Jack, so...
There is Notre Dame BC on television, but the people that are here don't care.
That's right.
It was 7-3 BC in the first quarter, by the way, with 3 minutes to go, but that was a while ago.
Yeah, but it'll be a different result.
Here's Pyers' boost, and a line drive kick goes to Stevens on the hop of the 25, across the 30, 35, still on his feet, out across the 40, and Jay Stevens out close to the 45, and there to drop him for the BFA was Danny Farr. He had some help to the Mounties with excellent field position as they go left to right as we look out here in the first quarter. The Mounties and BFA, they're going to mark it at the Mountie 44-yard line at the right side hash mark. Jason Haynes will be the center. He'll lead the club out of the huddle. Sean Keenan is the quarterback. Bartlett tight left, Johnson tight right, Bombardi and Johnson, or Bombardi and Stevens are the setbacks. Bombardi gets the call off right tackle to the 50, to the 45, and he's rustled out of bounds here near sideline around at the BFA 47-yard line. Tally.
Oh, there's a penalty flag.
Stop. There is a penalty marker down. It's a clip against MSJ. Actually was knocked out of bounds at the BFA 42-yard line. It picked up 14, but that penalty for clipping will negate that carry. And the Mounties will have it back around their own 29-yard line, 1st and 25. It is a clipping penalty against MSJ. It'll be from the point of infraction.
Well, like I talked about, Jack, you've got to stay away from the penalties. You've got to stay away from the crucial mistakes. Now, there's a 15, 16-yard gain, bam, off the bat, and it's basically negated.
And they will mark it from the point of infraction. It'll be back to the 37-yard line. So the Mounties will have it first at about 17 at that point. Bartlett wide right, Oskowski wide left, Johnson tight left. The up back from Borgie, deep back is Stevens out of the eye. Sean Keenan, the quarterback, on first down. Hand off to Stevens off the left side, out across the 40, 45, and dropped at the 50-yard line, maybe squeezed to the BFA side of the 50. On the stop was Danny Four for BFA, and we got a Mountie that's slow getting up. It's Darryl Oskowski. The first play actually after the penalty from scrimmage. Picked up about 14 yards. The Mounties have it second down and close to 5 at the BFA 49-yard line. Hand off to Bomborgi, and he takes it off right tackle and picks up a couple down to about the 47. So the Mounties will be faced with a 3rd and 2. Tally on the stop for BFA as Joe Lorman comes in for Jay Stevens.
Well, you can see the MSJ line really starting to dominate here, coming back. Now they've got a 3rd and 1. Good situation here, and look for them to just start blowing those guys off the ball.
Chad Ryan is in wide right, and Bartlett wide left. Lorman and Bomborgi the setbacks. 3rd down, a long one for the Mounties, and getting the call, Bomborgi, and he slips and falls as he tried to take it against the grain, and he's dropped at the line of scrimmage. He fell under his own power. But maybe he squeezed out what they needed. Let's see.
I don't know.
It's going to be just shy. He had to get to about between the 45 and 46. It's going to be marked between the 46 and 47. 4th and a yard for MSJ. BFA's
4-down territory.
It is 4-down territory for sure. The Mounties will go for it. This is the first series of the football game. No scores. 9:47 remaining first quarter. Bartlett wide left, Oskowski wide right. Hand off to Bomborgi. First down and more. 45-40. Still on his feet. 35-30. 25-20. Goodbye. Touchdown. Kirk Bomborgi. The Mounties lead at 6-0.
Well, Kirk just took that right up the middle. Once he broke containment, he bowled over somebody in the secondary, just rolled right over him, and he was off to the races. Kurt has learned how to find that goal line.
A 47-yard touchdown run for Kirk Bomborgi. The Mounties lead at 6-0 with 9:34 remaining in the first quarter, and that was on 4th and 1, and Kirk Bomborgi's 8th touchdown of the season. Luke Bauman today will be doing the kicking, except that they are going for 2, and McGregor Chadwick is out. Mounties will go for 2. A wide out left and a wing left, and BFA has jumped offside. Oh, no, it's going to say, apparently, a legal procedure against MSJ. I only saw the BFA guy, but apparently drawn offside, so they'll mark it out to the 8-yard line.
Well, this is a good opportunity for the first pass of the game. And why not? It's a 2-point conversion. I think you might see that right here.
And Bartlett wide left, Oskowski wide right, St. Peter in tight right, wing left is Stevens. The lone setback is Bomborgi. Stevens in motion left to right. The Mounties go for 2 from the 8. Keenan looking to throw, rolls right, throws, and it's incomplete right at the goal line. As the try for the extra points, no good. He tried to go to Oskowski, couldn't hang on, so the 47-yard touchdown run by Bomborgi. The try for the extra points, no good. 9:34 left first quarter. MSJ 6 and BFA nothing. Back.
Well, I saw Luke Bauman practicing earlier, and then he had an ice pack on his knee, so I don't know. Maybe he hurt himself.
Pyer and also Hawkins back deep for the Bob Whites, but it comes to Pyers. He had to take it at about the 24, takes it left, and a whole bunch of Mounties there to drop him at the 27. Matt Hayward getting down there to lead the way on the special teams, but he had some help. So BFA going on the offense for the first time here in this ball game this afternoon. BFA has it 1st and 10, its own 27-yard line.
Well, we saw the Mountie offense. Now let's see what the Mountie defense can do. Certainly they were fired up last week, and I would expect pretty much the same, as you said, game plan from BFA as they did from Hartford.
Siragusa is the quarterback. He's got a man in motion, Chad Hawkins, and the handoff goes to Reynolds straight ahead, and he's dropped at the line of scrimmage as Mike Popovich was right there to meet him. 2nd and 10 for the Bob Whites, their own 27-yard line. The Mounties lead at 6-0 in the early going. A 47-yard touchdown run for Kurt Bombargi. How many times have we said that this year?
Well, you've said it. This is the 8th time he's ran for it.
And wide right, Siragusa has a couple of setbacks and a wing left, and that man is in motion left to right. And here is the pitch now to Hawkins, and he tries to turn the corner. He's cut down as he got it out to about the 28-yard line. Looked like Hackett across the way to drop him. Picked up a couple out to the 29. 3rd and 8 for the Bob Whites, their own 29-yard line. Mike Hakey is the man wide left. Siragusa in the quarterback. We've got a wing right. It is Paplo. And a wing left. Looking to throw Siragusa. And he throws left, and it's incomplete. He overthrows Hakey up around the BFA 43-yard line. That was a 3rd down play, so the Bob Whites will have it 4th and 8 at their own 29-yard line. They'll have to kick the football away.
Well, the Bob Whites coming with the pass on 3rd down, had an open man, but Siragusa just couldn't get the ball to him, and I think that's been one of the problems they've had with their passing game.
Lime will boot. He's back around his own 15-yard line. John Hackett and Joe Lorman back deep for the Mounties right around the Mountie 38. Snap is a good one, and Glime gets the kick away. And this will go to Lorman on the run, his own 46-yard line, looking for room as he takes it left across the 50, and he gets it to the BFA 47. A whole bunch of Bob Whites there to drop him. So the Mounties again with excellent field position. 1st and 10, they have it at the BFA 47. That's exactly where the line of scrimmage was before Bombargi took it off on 4th down for the Mountie touchdown. We'll mark it at the left side hash mark. Haynes the center. Here's the club out of the huddle. Bartlett wide left. Slot left is Oskoski. Wing right is Stevens. The lone setback is Bombargi. Oskoski in motion now left to right. Keenan on 1st down. The pitch to Bombargi. Sweeps right against the grain to the 45 to the 44. Picks up 3. And there on the tackle for BFA was Jason Berkey.
Those numbers are hard to read, Jack.
They sure are.
Boy.
2nd and 7.
Especially their yellow numbers, and with the sun glinting off them and the white jerseys, it's kind of a glare factor.
Pretty tough. You ought to see them at night. That's why I'm trying to avoid BFA.
Oh, that's a horrible place at night. Oh, the end of the earth right there.
He's with a couple of wideouts left. Keenan, play action, looking to throw, rolls right, and his pass is incomplete, and it was almost intercepted by Talley. Intended receiver was Stevens down around the BFA 40. Talley almost picked it up. It'll be 3rd and 7 for the Mounties at the BFA 44.
Well, the BFA got a good rush on Sean Keenan that particular time, and Jay Stevens was covered very well. Kind of a tough throw and a tough attempt as your first real pass of the game.
Bartlett and Ryan wide right. Ryan is a slot. Norman and Bombargi are the setbacks. Looking to throw, Keenan drops it straight back on 3rd down. Sets up the screen complete to Bombargi to the 40. Bombargi dives his way inside the 35 and down at the BFA 34-yard line. It picks up 10. The screen pass from Keenan to Bombargi. It's a Mountie first down. They're going to mark it at the BFA 35-yard line.
9-yard pickup, and no, that's a better play for them to do to start with. It gives the quarterback confidence a little bit. He's got the screen, good running back, good screen setup, 1st down.
Bartlett wide right. Ryan is a slot right again. The end on the left is tight. Lorman and Bombargi the setbacks. Keenan on 1st down to throw. Throws right, diving catch by Ryan. He's down at the BFA 33.
Holding.
There is a flag on the play, though.
It's a hold, Jack.
Against MSJ, 10-yard penalty, and it might be the way Joe Lorman is acting. I would take a wild stab and say that he might be the culprit.
Well, Gordy Harlow threw that from the offensive backfield, so it looks like that's the situation.
Mounties lead at 6-0 with 6:19 remaining first quarter. Jack Healy on board with Chuck Clarino, who was kind enough to do the color commentary for us today on WSYB. Holding called against MSJ. It's a 10-yard penalty. It'll be repeat first down, and the Mounties will have it at their own 49-yard line.
So the play was, the hold was definitely in the backfield. It turns up being a 17-yard penalty because the play was in the backfield. So
exactly, from the point of infraction.
Fall. Still first down, though.
First and about 27.
It's 2 penalties on MSJ for 25 yards.
In motion now, Oskoski right to left, first and long for Keenan and company. Keenan on the draw play to Bombargi to the 50. Bombargi down at the BFA 47-yard line. And Pablo there on the stop for BFA. And Foltz also on the stop. Picked up about 5 yards. It'll be second down and about 22 for MSJ, the BFA 46. Bartlett wide left, Oskoski is slot left. St. Peter in tight right, wing right is Stevens. Keenan, play action looking to throw. Shoots it right, and it is complete to St. Peter. Knocked out of bounds at the BFA 29-yard line. Knocked out of bounds by Farr. Danny Farr, that was almost picked off. That went right through somebody's hands, and St. Peter made the nice catch to pick up a 17. Keenan to St. Peter. Still, remember, they had a long way to go for the first down, so it'll be third down and close to 4 for the Mounties, the BFA 29. So even though it was a 17-yard pickup on that pass play, the Mounties still shy of first down yardage, have it third down. Keenan drop play to Stevens off left tackle to the 25, to the 20, and he's down at the BFA 19-yard line. A pickup of 10 for Jay Stevens and a Mountie first down.
Very, very nice running by Jay Stevens that time, finding the hole and then just bowling, using his physical strength to get over that first down marker and pick up a 10-yard gain.
Reed on the tackle for BFA. It's first and 10 for MSJ, the BFA 20-yard line. The Mounties already late in this one, 6-0 with 5 minutes remaining first quarter. Bartlett wide left. St. Peter with a big catch on this drive, tight right. Matter of fact, a double wing setup. The lone setback from Bombargi, and Stevens from his wingback spot on the right in motion right to left. Hand off to Bombargi straight ahead to the 15, and he's down at the 11-yard line. Picks up about 9. But we have a penalty marker down.
No, not again.
And we'll see what this is all about. I think it's BFA.
Personal foul.
That would be half the distance to the goal line.
Yeah.
Molly should have it right around the 6-yard line or so, and they do. First and goal for MSJ, the BFA 6. That running game you were talking about is clicking in the early going here.
Well, it seems like these guys have figured it out.
Yeah. Behind that big line.
On the 7th, Jack?
Well, I'm calling it the 6th. First and goal for the Mounties, the BFA 6. Couple of setbacks. Hand off to Bombargi, off right tackle. Puts his head down, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown. Kurt Bombargi puts the Mounties up 12-0 on a 6-yard touchdown run. 4:20 remaining in the first quarter. Bombargi with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
Well, it's good to see Kurt back and running well. And, boy, you know, he is really smelling the goal line. That's his 9th touchdown of the year.
And coming with 4:20 remaining in the first quarter. And the Mounties will go for 2 here. They operate out of the I. Lorman, the up back. Bombargi, the deep back. Hand off to Bombargi. Takes it right and scoots into the end zone. He smelled the end zone that time, too, Chuck. 2 points for Bombargi, and the Mounties now go up by a score of 14-0. It's been no problem.
No, it hasn't been. 8-play, 47-yard drive, but you got to factor in 2 long penalties against the Mounties in that one.
And this, a little squibbler kick from Caruso, recovered by BFA at its own 46-yard line, and it was recovered by Brian Stott.
Recovered by number 34, Brian Stott, will be first down for BFA on their own 46.
That was a pretty good little onside kick, by the way.
Well, I don't think it was intended.
I don't know if it was or not, but it looked good.
At any rate, it's given BFA tremendous field position, and if they want to make it a game, they've got to cash in here. 46-yard line, Jack.
First and 10 for BFA, its own 46-yard line. A couple of setbacks and a wing left for Siragusa. And the handoff goes to the wingback on the wingback reverse, and nothing much there. As getting the call was Totten, Duffy Totten. And virtually the right side of the Mountie line brought him down. Just about everybody there. Second and 10 for BFA.
Well, that didn't fool anyone.
No. Duffy Totten. There's the wing back on the left, and he's set up as a wing left now. Reynolds and Hopkins are the setbacks. Second and 10 for BFA, its own 46. And Totten is in motion now. Play action, Siragusa takes it right on the outside. Fumbles the football. Picked up by Hughes down the sideline. And he's inside the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown.
He's done it again.
Kevin Hughes, who hopped up the fumble. There is a penalty marker down.
No.
And he did. Kevin Hughes had the fumble recovery for a touchdown last week. And he had one there, but there was a penalty marker down. He took it about 43 yards or so, but wipe it off the board. A clip against MSJ from the point of infraction. Also, a Mountie player has been injured up around the 50-yard line. They're working on him. And it's tough to tell who that is.
It is tough to tell. It looks like a 6.
It might be Haynes, but I don't want to... Is that 62?
It could be. It's a 6, definitely a 6 on the front, but...
Hughes picked it up about the 43-yard line or so and took it off down the left sideline. But it's wiped off the board, the clipping call. But the Mounties will have it first and 10 at the BFA 30-yard line.
Well, Kevin Hughes has proved to be really an opportunistic player, and this is the second time he's picked up a fumble and raced down the sidelines. Last week it was a 40-yarder that he actually picked out of the air. And this week the ball just came out to him and he picked it up and off he went. And it is
Jason
Haynes.
And he's being helped off the field here.
That doesn't look good.
He's starting MSJ center. So even though the touchdown wiped off the board, the Mounties do get the football. The touchdown wiped off by the clipping call on the fumble recovery run back by Hughes.
You know, I don't know. And I've never been one to question officials, of course. You know that, Jack.
Oh, yes, I know.
I don't know where Jerry Jasinski, who threw that flag, saw the clip, but Hughes was all alone, rolling down the sidelines. And Jerry, the flagmaster himself, threw that. I didn't see anybody touch anybody.
I got to say, I was just looking at Hughes racing down the sideline. Now, let's see if Bill Babb goes to center and Mike Popovich is in. For Babb.
Babb is over the center.
Yeah, and let's see. Is
Popovich is at the tackle.
At the tackle. So they switch things around in the offensive line, but the Mounties do have it first and 10, the BFA 30. Play action fake. Keenan throws right, and it's incomplete. Underthrows St. Peter down around the BFA 17. And that was almost picked off by Talley. It was underthrown a little bit for St. Peter, and Talley almost came back to pick it off for BFA. It'll be second and 10 Mounties, the BFA 30. The Mounties lead at 14-0 with 3:12 left in the first quarter. Babb is the center for the injured Jason Haynes. He's over the football. Bartlett wide left. Oskowski is slot left. He's in motion now left to right. And Mormon is the wing right. Here's the pitch to Hughes, playing in the backfield offensively. Tried to take it right, and then against the grain, he's going to lose a yard back to about the 31. Mounties will have it 3rd and 11. And on the stop for BFA was Tom Gallagher.
Well, you know, the first down pass is a good idea, but you gotta make sure you complete it because it puts you in a real big hole the rest of the way. Now it's 3rd and 11, and I'm sure MSJ is just going to continue to go on 4th down here, but going to get a good yardage here.
Hand off to Stevens on the draw play. Takes it left inside the 25, gets it to about the 24, picks up pretty good yardage there. Picked up 8. Derek Reed on the stop for BFA. Mounties have a 14-0 lead, 2:20 remaining first quarter. It'll be 4th down. As Chuck mentioned, 4-down territory, of course. They're going to mark it at the 25, so the Mounties have it 4th and about 5 at the BFA 25-yard line. Ryan and Bartlett wide at right, wing left, actually tight left is Stevens, tight right is St. Peter. Keenan looking to throw on 4th down, drops it straight back, pumps once, being pressured, rolls right, throws complete to Ryan at the 20, and a whole bunch of Bob Whites to drop him at the 19-yard line. That picked up 6. That is a first down. Nice job of getting away from pressure by Keenan, but a nice job by Ryan, too, to find an opening. He was triple teamed downfield.
Well, that was a good play by Chad Ryan, and he really picked that one up very well, and most importantly, held onto the ball once he made the catch.
So 1st and 10 for the Mounties at the BFA 19-yard line, closer to the 18. We'll call it the 18. Right side hash mark. The Mounties already with a 14-0 lead. Keenan draw play to Bombargi, straight ahead. And Bombargi stacked under at about the 14-yard line.
If you can get 4 or 5 yards to the clip, you're doing okay.
See where they mark it when they unfile the mid-portion of the BFA line.
15, I believe,
the
Jack.
15, so it picked up 3, close to 4 yards. We'll call it 2nd down and a long 6 for the Mounties, the BFA 15-yard line. Skoski wide left, Bartlett wide right, St. Peter tight left. Bombargi and Lorman are the setbacks. John Keenan, the senior quarterback, drops the snap, and it bounces on the football at about the line of scrimmage, the 15-yard line.
Well, you expect that kind of stuff to happen with a new center in there, and a little bit different.
Lost about a yard, actually. 3rd down and 7 for the Mounties at the BFA 16. 30 seconds left first quarter. Johnson tied left, wide right, Bartlett. A couple of setbacks behind Keenan to the second man. The handoff goes to Lorman inside the 10, inside the 5, and he's down at about the 4-yard line. Joe Lorman, who was the second man, and he picks up 12, and a Mountie first down. They're knocking on the door again here. Stuart Goose on the tackle. 1st and goal for the Mounties at the BFA 4.
Nice run by Joey Lorman that time. Really used his blockers well and slid along the outside there and picked up a nice 11-yard gain, 12-yard gain.
Coming down on 5 seconds or 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Time for probably one more play in the quarter. Ryan wide right, Bartlett wide left. Stevens and Bombargi the setbacks. Bombargi gets the call off right tackle, puts his head down. He's awfully close. Got it to about the 1-yard line, stacked up there. And it'll be 2nd and goal for the Mounties at that point. Brad Stott on the tackle, so that is the end of the first quarter. So the Mounties will have a 2nd and goal at the BFA 1 when we come back after a quarter. Our score, MSJ 14, BFA nothing. We'll be
better, he says. Jan says, I don't quite believe it, but as long as he's happy.
When Matt, of course, he intercepted 2 passes against Burlington 2 weeks ago. One went all the way.
Get this one, Matt. You're going to get this one. And sure enough, Matt got it.
2nd and goal for the Mounties, the BFA 1. Hughes, the lone setback. Keenan on the keeper straight ahead, and he is in there. Touchdown. 1-yard quarterback keeper for Sean Keenan. It's MSJ 20, BFA nothing. Early going, 2nd quarter. And that was set up on the... quarter as we look out. BFA going left to right, and the Mounties going for 2. Offset in the backfield, Stevens and Hughes. The ends are tight. Hughes gets the call, takes it right, he's in for the 2 points. So Kevin Hughes gets the 2 points, the 2-point conversion, and the Mounties lead at 22-0. 11.
yards. Pretty good so far.
Here's the kick by Josh Caruso, picked up by an up man across the 30, across the 35, and out to about the 40-yard line. On the return, and being dropped by John Johnson. On the return for BFA is Paul Talley.
Paul Talley.
First down for BFA.
Well, BFA will have relatively good field position, 1st and 10, its own 40.
Well, they haven't been able to do much against the Mountie defense. 0 for 1 through the air for +3 yards on the ground. So the MSJ defense has stepped it up, continued to play well from their performance the last 2 weeks.
Reynolds and Hawkins are the setbacks. The quarterback is Matt Siragusa. He's the senior quarterback. Takes it straight ahead on the keeper to the 45 and gets it out to the 50-yard line. Lorman on the tackle along with Hannigan and Fuller. Picked up 10 and a first down. I thought he was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. He got squeezed through there somehow.
He was jammed up there, Jack, but somehow he broke the tackle, and I would imagine that Siragusa, who's a pretty good runner, would probably run a little bit more through this game. The running backs don't seem to be doing it.
Bill Bichard is in. He's wide right. We got a penalty marker down here. And did somebody not snap a chin strap or something?
It could be equipment.
Which isn't a
illegal procedure.
This one will be against BFA. Version 15.
It is a 5-yard penalty against BFA, illegal procedure. They have it 1st and 15, its own 45. Bichard wide right. Talley is tight left. Totten is the wing left. Reynolds and Hawkins are the setbacks behind Siragusa. And with the call as Hawkins sweeps left, can't turn the corner as he's dropped by Hannigan.
The Mountie defense had that play figured, and Jay Stevens burst through, almost got him for a 5-yard loss, really forced the play.
It lost a couple back to the 43, so BFA has its 2nd down and 17, its own 43-yard line. Keith Hannigan, who looks faster in his number 12, quicker.
Isn't it funny when they get those little numbers on?
Sure.
They automatically look faster.
Left side hash mark. Siragusa, the senior quarterback, got a couple of setbacks. And off to the first man through, finding an opening into Mountie territory inside the 45. And down at about the Mountie 40-yard line was Dave Reynolds. Just took it straight ahead and quickly got into the secondary. It picked up close to 17. He needed 17. It'll be 3rd down, a little bit shy. Now they move the football from one side of the 40 to the other, and that might be enough.
Oh, that is enough.
It is enough for a 1st down. It's at the 39-yard line. Well, that picked up about 17, exactly what he needed.
Yeah.
1st and 10 for the Bob Whites, the Mountie 39-yard line. Left side hash mark. Reynolds and Hawkins are the setbacks, and Siragusa on the keeper straight ahead. Gets it down to about the 30. Wrapping him up was Hannigan. Had some help from Lorman. Picked up 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1. That's worked twice for BFA. Hakey is back in at an end spot for Bichard. So 2nd and 1 for the Bob Whites, the Mountie 31-yard line. 22-0 MSJ, 9:30 left 1st half. Hawkins and Reynolds again are the setbacks. Man wide left. Totten is the wing right. He's in motion right to left now. Duffy Totten. Siragusa looking to throw, play action. Looking, fires, and it is incomplete. Had a man down at the 20, hit immediately by Lorman. And Reynolds was the man who had the football, and Lorman made him cough it up in a hurry.
Good hit by Joey Lorman, and it was questionable. I don't know why he didn't fall on that ball, because it looked like he had it.
I thought it was complete for a second myself. 3rd and 1 for the Bob Whites, the Mountie 31.
I'm sure BFA's in 4-down territory, too, down 22-0.
Couple of setbacks again, Hawkins and Reynolds. Man wide right, Bichard. Siragusa on the handoff to Hawkins. Sweeps left, tries to turn the corner. They're going to stop him. A loss. Back to the 32-yard line. Hackett was over there. Lorman was over there. Stevens was over there. That was a 3rd down play and lost a couple. Now definitely 4-down territory. They're now 4th down and close to 3 yards.
He got a generous spot.
At the Mountie 32-yard line. Had to get to about the 29. Now have it at the 32. 4th down and close to 3. A long 2, we'll call it.
Well, Watch that quarterback.
Siragusa now, and the first man through an opening to the 25, breaking a tackle to the 20, to the 15, and finally Fuller brings the man down at the 12-yard line, Dave Reynolds. So that picked up 20. Reynolds breaking tackles. And they're going to finally mark it at the Mountie 13, picked up 19. It will be 1st and 10 for BFA. Takes a while to zero in on those goal numbers, I'll tell you. As you mentioned earlier. I've told you the station from St. Albans is here. They must be cross-eyed at the end of the year, right? Short is wide right. Hawkins and Reynolds are the setbacks. Totten is wide left. So BFA threatening 1st and 10, the Mountie 13. We're in the second quarter, 8:05 left in the half. The Mounties lead at 22-0. Siragusa takes it left on the option. Tries to cut it inside. Lorman and Hughes have got him. Got it down to about the 12. Maybe picked up a yard. As they bring it toward the middle of the field, the left side hash mark, just back to the line of scrimmage, we'll call it. 2nd and 10 for the Bob Whites, the Mountie 13.
Well, MSJ's been deadly on covering the sweeps pretty well, but it's kind of the misdirection against the grain stuff that BFA has had success with.
Hawkins and Reynolds again are the setbacks. Totten a wing right. Hickey is wide left. And the wing back reverse to Totten, follows the football and has to come back for it and pounced on it. And Hughes again on the stop.
And he lost the yard on that one.
Ball carrier recovers his own fumble.
3rd down, a little over 10 for the Bob Whites of the Mountie 13. 7:05 left in the half. I tell you, I've always liked Kevin Hughes as a tough defensive player.
Boy, he's really stepped up, too, I'll tell you.
Has.
And he looks like he's going to be a good running back, too. He runs pretty hard. I tell you, when he gets the football, he runs hard.
Hawkins and Reynolds again, the setbacks. Bouchard is wide right. 3rd down, a little over 10 for the Bob Whites. Play action, Siragusa. Pumps once, throws to the end zone, and is complete for the touchdown to Phil Bouchard. A 13-yard touchdown pass from Siragusa to Bouchard, and BFA is on the board. The Mounties lead at 22-6. 6:38 left here in the first half.
Well, you know, a team that doesn't pass, you always got to watch it.
It was a nice play by Siragusa because he pumped once to one of the backs coming out of the backfield and throws the secondary just a bit, and Bouchard was open in the end zone, and he made the catch. And the Bob Whites will go for 2 as Siragusa barks him out. Hand off to Pyre straight ahead, and Pyre's in for the 2 points. So the 2 points good on the run by Pyre. It's 22-8 MSJ. MSJ 22, BFA 8, which Lorman back deep for the Mounties. Pyre on the boot. So the Mounties lead now 22-8, and here is the boot by Pyre. It'll go to Lorman, drops it at the 15, picks it up at the 17, across the 20, and Joe straight ahead across the 25, out to about the 27-yard line. Cali down there to drop him. Hickey down there to drop him in the wide open field. So the Mounties go on the offense, seeing BFA score on them, and the Mounties now have it 1st and 10, their own 27-yard line.
Time to put together a good long drive and burn the quarter and maybe get a score out of it.
Bartlett wide right now. Let's see who's in at center now. That's Popovich, I think.
Yes, it is Popovich.
Keenan on the drop play to Bombargi, straight ahead across the 30 out to about the 32-yard line. Pick up a 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. And on the stop was Pyre for BFA. Always have it at their own 33. That's where they're going to mark it. And Mike Popovich is at center now after the entry to Haynes. Babb was the center. Now
Babb moved the guard.
Yep.
A lot of shuffling going on in that Mountie line.
Wing left is Stevens. A couple of wideouts left with Ryan and also Bartlett. Bone set back. Bombargi gets the pitch from Keenan. Takes it right against the grain. Across the 35, across the 40. 35 penalty mark down. As Bombargi is dropped at the Mountie 49-yard line, a pickup of 16. It would have been a 1st down, but let's look back at the penalty marker.
He sees a clip.
2 Yes, it is a clip from the point of infraction, so wipe that off the board. 16-yard pickup for Kurt Bombargi, who has a couple of touchdowns to his credit in this ball game. 47-yard touchdown run and a 6-yard touchdown run, also a 2-point conversion. Keenan with a 1-yard quarterback keeper. Hughes with a 2-point conversion for the Mounties scoring. 13-yard touchdown pass from Matt Siragusa to Phil Bouchard for the BFA Bobwhite scoring, and Pyre took it over for the 2 points. And from the point of infraction, it's back to the 33. Second and 5. That was, so the point of infraction was basically at the line of scrimmage. Or no, it wasn't.
No, it was back there.
It was up further. That's right. But it goes back to the line of scrimmage, though, from where it was. Here's the pitch to Bombardi. Double reverse to Oskoski as he takes it left. Sweeps left. 35-40. Fumbles the football. And let's see here. And BFA has recovered. Royce on the fumble recovery for BFA at the Mountie 44-yard line. Double reverse from Bombardi to Oskoski. Picked up pretty good yardage. Picked up about 10 or 11 yards. Hit near sideline, and the fumble recovery by Royce of BFA. Oskoski might have been shaken up on that play, too, as I see him holding his arm as he's coming to the Mountie bench here near sideline. And now BFA has it 1st and 10 in Mountie territory at the 44.
Boy, I tell you what, you don't want to give those kind of things away.
Dakey is in. He's wide left. 5:05 remaining first half. It's MSJ 22, BFA 8. Couple of setbacks. Hawkins and Reynolds. Wing left is Totten. And the handoff goes to the first man through. Nothing there for Reynolds. Dropped at the line of scrimmage. Babb and Bombardi and Hughes all there to drop him. That didn't fool anybody.
No, it didn't.
Second and 10 for BFA, the Mountie 44. Bouchard, who caught the touchdown pass from Siragusa, is back, and he's wide right. The slot right. Hawkins, Reynolds, the lone setback. Duffy Totten is a wing left. Siragusa looking to throw. Drops it straight back. Shoots right. It is tipped and picked off by Bombardi, and he's down at the Mountie 42-yard line. It was tipped by Hannigan. Bouchard was the intended receiver down around the Mountie 35. Bombardi on the interception, but give a goal star to Hannigan, who tipped it away right into the hands of Kurt Bombardi. So the Mounties turn BFA's threat away there with a turnover of their own.
Well, turnabout is fair play, as they say, and certainly Keith Hannigan had that covered. Bombardi, the opportunist, picks it off. Too bad he couldn't get his feet under him, because he could have had some room to run.
And we got your lunch from Pasquale's here. We thank them very much. Right here, Chucky.
Oh, boy. Tell you, the bomb squad, huh?
Left side hash mark. Keenan on the pitch to Bombardi. Sweeps right against the grain, out across the 45, and Bombardi gets it out to about the 48-yard line. A pickup of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Stott and Royce on the tackle for BFA. Going to mark it at the Mountie 47-yard line. 2nd down, about 4. Thank you very much. Pasquale's, of course, our 12th player, sponsored by Pasquale's, the unsung hero for the Mounties. We'll announce that at the end of the game. J.P. Carrera and Sons MVP. 2nd down, close to 4 for the Mounties, their own 47-yard line. Keenan looking to throw, drops straight back, shoots it down the middle, and it is incomplete. He overthrows Stevens around the 30. It was almost picked off by Glenn Royce, and actually it was Stevens who broke up the interception.
Sure did. Saved Sean Keenan's bacon on that one.
3rd down to close to 4 for the Mounties, their own 47. He overthrew Stevens, and Royce almost picked it off, and it was Stevens who really clocked Royce to make him cough up the football. 3:12 remaining first half. MSJ with a 22-8 lead. Keenan's got Ryan and Bartlett wide left on the draw to Stevens, and he gets it to the 50. Dropped there. Nice tackle by Aaron Pyre. Picked up 3, and the Mounties are faced with a 4th down and almost 2. Or a long 1.
Well, they're going to move the ball back now.
Mark it at the 50-yard line. Clock running, 2:47 left. First half. The Mounties are going to go for it on 4th down at the 50. 4th down close to 2.
I would think so.
Bartlett wide left, Ryan wide right. Johnson tight right. Stevens and Bombardier the setbacks behind Sean Keenan, the senior quarterback. Keenan barks him out and then calls for a timeout. Wanted to see if he draw BFA offside.
Trying the sucker play. I guess they're going to punt it here.
And so we got a timeout on the field. We'll be back after this 30-second break. Keenan of BFA would jump offside. Not the case. The Mounties have a 22-8 lead with 2:24 left in the first half. There's a gentleman that works in the ticket booth here at MSJ, and he always had his radio with him. And your dad's still in the ticket booth even at halftime?
Well, of course he is.
All right.
He's got to be there.
Back to boot is Stuart St. Peter, back around the 37-yard line for the Mounties. And he gets the boot away. And this is going to go over everybody's head, bounce inside the 10-yard line, and blown dead at the BFA 5-yard line. That's a 45-yard boot by Stuart St. Peter. The Mounties got down to blow it dead.
Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful play by Stuart St. Peter. On the injured list for a couple of weeks, he came back there. Boy, really pumped that punt. Put BFA deep in the hole, a lot of long green to go with 2:18.
Didn't get a chance to see who the two deep men were for BFA, but it went.
Fire was one of them.
Fire was one of them. The other one might have been Hawkins, but it went soaring over their heads by about 10 yards.
Good punt coverage, too, by the special teams for MSJ. Somebody was down there to down it right away.
So first and 10, BFA its own 5, and we've got a timeout on the field. They will have it first and 10, its own 5-yard line. That was the, not sure who took the timeout there. Was it the Mounties or BFA? It was the Mounties. It was their second.
Set up the defense here, and if BFA gambles, this is a good chance to go for a pick and maybe another quick score before the half.
Siragusa's gone all the way at quarterback. Hawkins and Reynolds the setback. Siragusa straight ahead on the quarterback keeper. And a whole bunch of Mounties there to drop him. I saw Stevens over there, and he had a whole bunch of help. Maybe picked up a yard out to the 6. That worked twice. Bill Babb was there, too. That worked twice for Siragusa on the BFA scoring drive. Jason Haynes down below here on the bench. The injured Mountie center, Oskowski, a slight injury, too. They're both on the Mountie bench in front of us. It'll be 2nd and 9 for BFA. The BFA 6. Tally is tied right. The wing right is Totten. A couple of setbacks, and Totten is in motion. Play action, Siragusa fumbles the football in the end zone. And the Mounties have recovered. It was bad, but wait, no, they're not going to say incomplete, are they?
They can't say incomplete.
That's what,
no.
They're going to say it was an incomplete.
Oh, no.
The Mounties got in on the quarterback, Siragusa, and he dropped the football. Babb recovered. We thought in the end zone they're going to call it an incomplete pass. I thought it was either a safety or a touchdown.
It had to be one or the other, and if he's throwing the ball there, he's throwing it to avoid the loss, so it should be a
safety anyway. Intentional grounding in the end zone. So that'll be 3rd down and 9 for BFA. At the BFA 6, incompleted forward pass, they call it. And all kinds of things happening here as the Mounties stack under the ball carrier.
26.
Yeah, that's Hawkins for a loss back to the 3-yard line. And the BFA will have it 4th down about 13. And a whole bunch of Mounties there to drop, and the Mounties call for the timeout here because they're going to have a shot with 1:14 remaining in the first half. We'll keep it right here. 4th down for BFA, their own 3. That was Hawkins on the carry, stacked up by a bunch of Mounties in the backfield. But that play before, Siragusa went back into the end zone. We thought, initially I thought he was tackled in the end zone for
safety. I did too.
And then I thought it was a fumble. Bill Babb recovered, but they called it an incomplete pass. And then as you said, Chuck, and I agree with that too, if it was incomplete, it was intentionally grounding the ball, which is a safety if you do that in the end zone. But they got it back to the 6, have lost 3 since that time, and it's 4th and 13. The Mounties are going to get the football back in excellent field position here. And Lorman and Hackett back deep for the Mounties. They're going to be back around the BFA 35-yard line. Blyme will be going back toward the back end of the end zone to boot it away for BFA. All this set up on that great punt by St. Peter. Blyme right at the back end of the end zone, or close to it. Snap is a good one. And Glide gets the kick away. Line drive kick on a couple of hops, gets across the 35. Lorman will watch it roll out of bounds at the BFA 37. It rolls out of bounds with 1:06 left in the first half. So the Mounties will have it 1st and 10, the BFA 37-yard line.
2-minute drill.
Trips left. Nope. 2 wideouts. The other guy came back to the near sideline. So it's Bartlett and Lorman wide left. And the drop play to Bombargi inside the 35. He's down at the 32. Little trick play there. Picked up 5, 2nd and 5 on the stop for BFA. Brad Stott. 52 seconds left in the first half. They line up without a huddle. The Mounties have it. 2nd down and close to 5 at the BFA 31-yard line. 2nd down and 4, we'll call it. Keenan back to throw. Steps up, being pressured, shoots it down the middle. Catch by Lorman, and he's in. Touchdown! Joe Lorman, what a catch! A one-handed grab at the 5, and he took it in. And there's no flag, Jack. A 31-yard touchdown pass from Keenan to Lorman. And the Mounties laid it down by a score of 28-8. What a catch by Joe Lorman.
Oh, one hand. Joe Lorman pulled it in.
That's a 31-yard touchdown pass.
31-yard touchdown pass.
Joe caught it at the 5-yard line one-handed and took it in. And that coming with 37 seconds left in the half. And the Mounties go for 2 as Bartlett is wide right. Bombargi and Stevens are the setbacks behind Keenan. And Keenan calls for a timeout. So we got a timeout on the field. And we'll be back after this 30-second break.
Hi.
And not to be content to go into the locker room with that 22-8 lead. They now lead at 28-8. All set up on that great punt by St. Peter that moved BFA back to its own 5-yard line. Eventually had to punt on 4th down from its own 3. Line had to go back into the end zone. Mounties had great field position a couple of plays later. 31-yard touchdown pass from Keenan to Lorman. Now the Mounties go for 2. A couple of wideouts right and a couple of setbacks. Keenan looking to throw, throws, and it is complete to Stevens coming out of the backfield, and he trots in for the 2 points. Stevens on a nice catch there, too, is lead it by a score of 30-8. Keenan to Stevens on the 2-point pass play. That's your score, MSJ 30, BFA 8. Back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout. Bigger Chadwick is Josh Caruso, at least on the kickoffs. The Mounties have a 30-8 lead. 37 seconds left here in the half. It'll be a ground ball. It'll roll inside the 40. Ball live, but it's recovered by BFA, its own 37-yard line.
Ball was recovered by BFA on their own 37.
Derek Reed recovering. Well, that was all set up, Chuck, on that great punt by St. Peter. Luke Bauman recovering at the 5, and we thought there might have been a touchdown or a safety before that, but what a great catch by Joe Lorman.
I tell you, sometimes you're just astounded at how these guys pick the ball out of the air. You see it a lot of times in the NFL, but Joey, he just kept running, grabbed his pattern, picked that paw up and hauled it in.
That's when Jay Stevens got a one-handed toe on the 2 points.
Joey's was a little tougher catch, though.
Sure was. It was a beauty. First to 10 for BFA, its own 37. Siragusa's gone all the way at quarterback. Looking to throw, play action. Looking, shoots it down the middle, and it's
there's a hold.
Overthrows everybody. He overthrew Talley down around the Mountie 45. And there is a flag on the play. And yes, indeed, I will take a wild guess. As you already had mentioned, Chuck, it is a hold.
Well,
10 seconds left in the half.
62, whatever that is.
That's for BFA Derek Reed. As a matter of fact, he's the guy that recovered the kick by Caruso after the touchdown.
He was holding, I think it was John Johnson, pretty well.
And they're going to have it back at the 21-yard line. 10 seconds left. I would assume BFA will just try to be very conservative here. First down about 25 from the point of infraction.
From the point of infraction. That's the key.
Bouchard wide right. He's caught a touchdown pass for the BFA scorer from Matt Siragusa. Siragusa barks him out. Siragusa on the inside handoff as it goes to Totten. Totten working his way out across the 30 to about the 33. And he was down before he coughed up the football, but that is the end of the first half. He wanted to call timeout. Picked up pretty good yardage, but the Mounties had it snuffed out. And that is is the end of the first half, and the first half was all MSJ. At halftime, our score, MSJ 30, BFA 8. And we'll...
And of course, down the road for MSJ, you've got Brattleboro and you've got Rutland. So, big games.
Byron Hawkins back deep, and Josh Caruso on the kick. An up man at the 30, and fumbling the football, scramble for it. And let's see, BFA has recovered. One of the up men, and as a matter of fact, the man who grabbed the football, Timmerman, is also the man who fumbled and recovered. He grabbed the football, one of the up men, and he fumbled it. It was BFA's football, 1st and 10, BFA 34-yard line. Just quickly for Eddie Anderson down the line, WNHB in White River Junction is, I believe, taking that Hartford-Brattleboro game today. If you want to look up, maybe we can give them a call. We had a difficult time with the guy running the game last week. However, we did get the score correctly, but we didn't trust the guy.
I know that they're at that game.
Yeah, so if maybe we can get that score a little bit later. Matt Siragusa, the quarterback for BFA, has gone all the way. And the handoff to Reynolds, and Reynolds gets it out across the 35 to about the 37. Jay Stevens there on the hit.
Big stick by Jay Stevens.
Dave Reynolds and the tackle by Jay Stevens.
Picked up about 3, close to 4. We'll call it 2nd and 6 for BFA, the BFA 38-yard line.
I'll tell you, Jay Stevens is doing a lot of things really well for these Mounties, and he has really stepped up his game, not just on offense, but boy, he is playing a monster defensive game and has for the last couple of weeks.
Couple of setbacks. Hawkins and Reynolds, the short wide left, and the handoff goes to Reynolds straight ahead, gets it to about the 40, and gets really crunched. Hughes there, Kyle Abel, and also Jay Stevens.
Well, those Mountie linebackers very, very active. Hughes took on Reynolds that time and stuffed him.
It'll be 3rd down and close to 4 for the Bob Whites, their own 40. First drive of the second half, MSJ 30 and BFA 8, then 30 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Wide left now is Hakey. They also got a man wide right. And in motion left to right is Hawkins. Siragusa pitches back to Hawkins, sweeps right, looking for room, trying to turn the corner. And he does out to about the 43, and then gets knocked out of bounds by St. Peter. Let's see, where did they say he went out of bounds? Further upfield than I thought. Apparently got it to about the 45, 46-yard line. And it is a 1st down. Thought for a minute he might have was bumped out of bounds before the 1st down yardage.
No, he got by the marker and then slid out. Option type pitch that time.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for BFA. They pick up the 1st down. The Bob Whites have it their own 46. Bouchard, who caught the touchdown pass from Siragusa, he is wide left. The only scoring, and Siragusa fumbles the snap. And I believe he might have recovered his own fumble. And he did. That might have lost a yard back to the 45. It's 2nd and 11 for the Bob Whites, their own 45-yard line. We'll have a Pasquale, his unsung hero, the 12th player award winner at the end of the game for the Mounties, and a J.P. Carr & Sons MVP as well. Akey wide left. Hires in the backfield, along with Hawkins now. And a man in motion right to left. And the handoff goes to Hawkins straight ahead across the 45 and about the 46 for Pyre. Check it.
Was that Pyre?
I believe it was. Let's see when they unpile a bunch of Mounties there to drop him. Popovich there. That indeed is 22. Yes, it was Pyre. Maybe picked up a
yard.
Yep, it'll be 3rd down and 10 for BFA, its own 46. Pyre is seeing action offensively now. Pyre and Hawkins are the setbacks. There's Pyre on that carry.
3rd and 10, Jack. Obvious passing down, but you never know.
Looking to throw, rolls left, looking, shoots left, and he wants Bouchard. Bouchard's got it at the Mountie 35 and then knocked out of bounds. Penalty markers down. He was knocked out of bounds by Lorman and Fuller. Knocked out of bounds at the Mountie 34-yard line. That was a 20-yard pickup. Personal foul against MSJ. They'll tack 15 yards on top of that. A 20-yard pass play from Siragusa to Bouchard. That was the combination to score the BFA touchdown in the first half.
Well, Jerry Jasinski loves to throw that flag, and he's done it again.
I got to agree with you, Chuck, and I don't like to say too many things either, but...
Well, you know, the play is questionable. He hits him as he's going towards the sidelines, and Jerry sees it one way, we see it another way, and, you know, you can't fight City Hall.
So it'll be 1st and 10, Bob Whites after the 15-yard penalty down at the Mountie 19-yard line, left side hash mark. And the handoff goes to Pyre, took it straight ahead inside the 15, down to about the 14-yard line. Picked up 5, 2nd and 5, Stevens on the tackle, BFA. Holtz is the center, he's over the football. Hawkins and Pyre are the setbacks behind Siragusa. And Pyre gets the call, nothing doing. Jay Stevenson from Bargy there. He's going to lose yardage and try to take it right. Lost it about 4. Let's see where they mark it.
Well, he was, Stevens and Bombardi were in the backfield that time. They snuffed that play out big time.
It lost 4. It'll be 3rd down and about 9 for BFA at the Mountie 18-yard line. 7:50 left, 3rd quarter. It's MSJ 30 and BFA 8. Akey back in wide left. Hawkins and Pyre again are the setbacks. They got a wing right. Matt Siragusa, the senior quarterback, 5'11", 193-pounders. Got a man in motion. Play action, being pressured. Throws. It's incomplete. He had a man wide open. Pyre coming out of the backfield around the Mountie 12. That was a 3rd down play. It'll now be 4th and 9 for BFA.
Well, you know, if Siragusa had just put some touch on that ball,
he was wide open.
Had a touchdown. As it was, he overthrew him badly, and he was, as you said, free and clear.
So 4th and 9 for the Bob Whites, the Mountie 18, 4-down territory. Payflow is the wing on the right. Pyre and Hawkins are the setbacks. Bouchard is wide left. 4th down play for Siragusa and company. Siragusa play action, looking to throw. Pyre's left, and it's incomplete. He underthrows Bouchard at the Mountie 3, covered well by Hackett. And the Mounties take over on down. 1st and 10 for the Mounties, their own 18.
Well, the Mounties weathered that storm and pick it up on their 18, and let's see what their offense is going to do.
So to Bouchard plus the 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike again right. Bombardi and Lorman are the setbacks. Keenan's gone all the way at quarterback, handoff to Lorman. Out across the 25-30, 35-40, 45-50. Lorman down at the BFA 44. And Brian Stott was the man who made the tackle, and Lorman almost took it all the way. Nice first down. 39-yard run for Joe Lorman. 1st and 10 Mounties, the BFA 44.
Joey had a little breakaway speed. He would have been gone.
Yeah. Wide left to Skoski, Bombardi and Stevens the setbacks, and Bartlett wide right. Keenan all the way at quarterback. Hand off to Bombardi straight ahead. Huge hole inside the 40, down at the 38-yard line. Fire on the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 4 after the pickup of 6 for Bombardier. Mounties have it at the BFA 37-yard line.
You know, Kurt has really mastered that cutback style of running. Once he hits that hole, he just reads it and goes wherever there is no one. And he has really cuts on a dime and really has mastered that.
2nd down play for Keenan and company. Drops it back, sets up the screen, complete to Bombardier, and Bombardier is down at the 39. That's going to lose a couple of yards. And on the tackle for BFA was Brian Stott. Screen pass that they set up, but it lost a couple.
They lost one, it'll be 3rd and 5.
Give them a loss of 1. They're going to mark it at the BFA 38. 3rd and about 5 for the Mounties. 6:05 remaining 3rd quarter. MSJ 30, BFA 8. Mounties looking to go to 500 on the year with their 3rd straight win here this afternoon. Wide right, Oskowski and Bartlett. Wing right is Stevens. Here's the pitch to the lone setback from Bombardier. Sweeps right against the grain. 35-30. Bombardier down at the BFA 28. Pickup of 10 for Kurt from Bombardier. Another Mountie first down.
Well, you know, Kurt had a convoy of blockers. Both guards pulled. They had they went on a
play, and they're going to wipe it off the board. Stott on the tackle along with Gallagher on that particular play. It picked up 10, but a penalty against MSJ. They'll wipe that 10-yard run by Bombardier off the board and repeat 3rd down. Holding call against MSJ.
Critical.
And they mark it back to the 44 now of BFA. The Mounties will have a 3rd and 11. Now, Jason Haynes was the center to start the ball game. Looks like Popovich is still in there at center. Haynes was, I can't find him anywhere here quickly, but
he has been walking up and down the sidelines, flexing his knee, it looks like.
Popovich is over the football. Oskowski and Bartlett wide left. Wing left, Stevens, lone setback from Bombardier. Keenan looking to throw, rolls left. Looking, still looking. Shoots it down the middle, and it is complete to Stevens down at the BFA 26-yard line. And he was tackled immediately by Brian Stott as Keenan threw it in traffic and found his man. 18 yards. 18-yard pickup and a Mountie first down. That was well thrown.
Very well thrown.
That was well covered downfield.
21, Jack, is that where we are?
It's the 26.
26.
1st and 10, Mounties, the BFA 26. Bartlett wide left, Oskowski wide right. Lorman and Bombardier are the setbacks, left side hash mark. Lorman gets the call straight ahead, and he gets it to about the 23 before he's tripped up. It'll be 2nd and 7 for MSJ. They're on the stop for BFA. Justin Reed, he had some help. 4:50 left 3rd quarter, 30-8 MSJ, and that was the score at halftime.
The Mounties are driving here, though. They're knocking on the door again.
Johnson tight right, wide right, Oskowski, wide left, Bartlett, Lorman, and Bombardier the setbacks. Bombardier second man off right tackle to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 9. Touchdown, Kurt Bombardier. 23-yard touchdown run for Bombardier. It's MSJ 36, BFA 8, 4:27 left 3rd quarter.
Number 10, touchdown number 10 for Kurt Bombardier, and you just can't imagine how much better this guy has gotten from the start of the year. He's really finding the holes, finding the daylight, and outrunning people on that one.
So that is the 3rd touchdown of the afternoon for Bombardier. And the 10th of the year, as Chuck mentions, the Mounties go for 2, couple of wideouts right and a wideout left in motion. Actually, the wideout left, Oskowski left to right. Keenan looking to throw. Keenan rolls right, pumps once, he's going to keep, and he squeezes in for the 2 points. Just kind of tiptoed in there and bumped the goal line and got his way in there. So Keenan with the 2 points, and it is MSJ now leading it by a score of 38-8 with 4:27 remaining.
And they play 82-yard drive for the Mounties. Big runs ripped off. 39 yards by Joe Lorman.
We had a penalty, apparently. So they got the kickoff in the 25. I didn't see that. Well, it must have been okay, apparently
sportsmanlike
we had a sportsmanlike penalty. It is. They got to straighten away on the scoreboard. It is 38-8 MSJ. as we said, Chuck and I. So now it'll be Josh Caruso kicking off from the 25-yard line. And this will go to the 40, across the 45. This is Pyre, 50, 45, and he gets it to the Mountie 40, maybe the 39. And Caruso and also Hughes there to make the tackle. And a penalty marker down. And apparently they're going to tack something on to the end of this run by Pyre. As it turned out, BFA would have excellent field position. Now a 15-yard penalty. A
flag happy. Pulling the face mask.
And BFA now is going to have it 1st and 10 at the Mountie 25-yard line. The Mounties lead at 38-8. 3 touchdowns this afternoon for Kurt from Margie, plus a 2-point conversion, right?
That's absolutely correct, Jack.
4:21 remaining in the 3rd quarter. BFA has it 1st and 10, the Mountie 25-yard line, right side hash mark. Talley is wide right. A couple of setbacks and also a slot right for Matt Siragusa. Gone all the way at quarterback. Back to throw, rolls right, being chased, looks, throws, and it's tipped, and it's incomplete. Almost picked off by Matt Howland down at the goal line. Matt Howland is in there. And the intended receiver, if we can locate his number, looked to be Talley down inside the 5-yard line. Went off his fingertips, and Matt Howland, who's in defensively, almost picked it up.
I'll tell you what, Matt Howland, he may only be a sophomore, but the kid can play the corner, and I would have him in there.
Well,
I like the way he goes for the ball and the way he covers people.
2nd and 10 BFA at the MSJ 25-yard line, right side hash mark. And a man wide right and a wing left. And a man in motion, it is Hawkins. And the inside handoff to Papelo for the wingback spot. Breaks a tackle at the 25, and then he's dropped at the 25-yard line. As making the tackle was Bombargi.
Jack?
Yes.
Yes, I just want to jump in here. In the 3rd period right now, Hartford is leading Brattleboro 13-8.
13-8, Hartford over Brattleboro in the 3rd quarter. It's in the 3rd quarter, Hartford 13, Brattleboro 8.
And what has happened to the Brattleboro Colonels? Boy.
3rd down and
falling apart.
That was a no gain. Actually, it looked like it was going to get a little bit more than that. The 3rd and 10 for BFA, the Mountie 25. Siragusa looking to throw. Being pressured. Rolls left. Still looking. Throws downfield, and it is incomplete. Broken up by St. Peter at the 5-yard line. And the intended receiver was Talley, and St. Peter knocked it away. Talley had an opportunity after that, but hang on. 4th and 10, BFA at the Mountie 25. And BFA
some anxious moments there for both teams. Siragusa kind of slipped when he threw that ball. St. Peter had it covered with his big wingspan, but it fell down and almost fell into the receiver's hands.
Siragusa had a lot of pressure put on him by Mike Alberico.
Well, he's a pass rushing specialist, and he really was in the hair of Ryan McCarthy last week.
4th and 10 at the 25. Handoff goes straight ahead, and Hawkins inside the 15 and gets it to about the 12-yard line. Hawkins.
It was Hawkins.
And he did pick up 1st down yardage. Picked up 13. They're going to mark it at the 11, so he picked up 14. 1st and 10 for BFA, the Mountie 14-yard line is into the ball game now. Hannigan, and out is John Hackett defensively. Where are they going? They're going to mark it at the 11. 1st and 10 for BFA at the Mountie 11-yard line. They can get the 1st down without picking up the touchdown. Papelo is in motion. Play action Siragusa. Siragusa looking to the end zone. Throws, and it's incomplete. Bouchard almost came up with a great diving catch. That was the combination, the BFA touchdown in the 2nd quarter, and Bouchard covered by Lorman, but he almost came up with a heck of a catch.
He almost did, and he was open. Again, not a good throw by Siragusa. He's 1 for 6 in this half for 20 yards so far.
2nd and 10 BFA, the Mountie 11. Clock stops with 2:34 left 3rd quarter. It's MSJ 38 and BFA 8. And a wide left is Hakey. It's like the full house backfield. They're close to it for BFA. And the handoff goes straight ahead inside the 5 and getting his way down to about the goal line before being tackled by Matt Howland. And that, let's see, that was tough to tell who that was.
26 again.
It was Hawkins. And it did pick up 10 and a first down. Again, we mentioned it once or twice, the goal numbers for BFA are extremely difficult to see, even in the daytime. I know at night up there it's very hard, even though they wear the darker jerseys, but that was Hawkins. First and goal for BFA at the Mountie 1. Pyer and Hawkins are the setbacks behind Siragusa. Siragusa goes to Pyer off right tackle, and he scoots in, touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown run for Aaron Pyer. And it's now MSJ 38 and BFA 14. So they got great field position at the 25 on 4th down, picked up the first down, picked up another first down at the Mountie 1, and Pyer took it over from a yard out. And that coming with 1:58 left in the third quarter. Aaron Pyer on the touchdown, and BFA will go for 2. Siragusa goes to the first man through, and he's in for the 2 points. That is Hawkins. And it's MSJ 38, BFA 16. Hawkins took it straight ahead, and he gets the 2 points. So the 1-yard touchdown for Pyer, and the 2 points for Hawkins. And so, with 1:58, and we do have an injury, but we'll come back to that in just a second. 1:58 remaining third quarter. Our score is MSJ 38 and BFA 16. The injured player is OK Stevens. He's walking off the field OK. We'll be back with a kick. There's an outside kick picked up by Johnson inside the 35, across the 35, 40, still on his feet across the 45, out to the 46. Onside kick. They lined up on one side, and the Mounties would have nothing of that, and Johnson returned it nicely, and the Mounties in pretty good field position. Pyer on the stop, 1st and 10 for the Mounties, their own 46-yard line. Okay, we'll let you finish that thought now, Jeff.
Well, they kind of softened up the middle of the MSJ defense with the pass, and they were able to snatch some big runs going up the middle by Chad Hawkins, a 13-yarder, an 11-yarder, and set themselves in pretty good field position, pretty good shape to get that touchdown. Now, the Mounties will respond here.
Mounties have it actually closer to their own 47. Handoff to Bombardier across the 50, and scoots his way to the BFA 47-yard line. Pickup of 6 will be 2nd and 4. Pyer on the stop. He had some help, and I think there's some, oh, how's that word going, the NBA, that phrase? I think trash talking going on out there. 2nd down and 4 for the Mounties at the BFA 47, we'll call it. Coming down on a minute left, third quarter, the Mounties have a 38-16 lead. They mark it near the right side hash mark. Bartlett wide left, Oskowski wide right, hand out to the deep back from Borgie, and he skips across the 45 to about the 44, pick up a 3, Pyer on the tackle. And let's see.
They're going to call for a measurement here. It's very close. Gordy Harlow, the head man on this crew.
Yeah, it picked up actually closer to 5 yards. Let's see, where are they going to mark it now? They are going to call for the measurement. Yeah, it's close enough for a measurement.
Jack, while they're calling for the measurement, you might want to know that in the fourth, Boston College is still leading Notre Dame 24-11.
In the fourth quarter, Boston College 24, Notre Dame 11.
Oh, no.
What happened? They said his knee touched at the 46.
His knee touched and...
So it's 3rd down and a long 3 for the Mounties between the 46 and 47-yard line. The Mounties have it in the the BFA side of the 50, BFA 2.
And you know, the thing about it is the guy on the other side of the field calls the play, and that's remarkable to me.
So it's 3rd down for the Mounties. Play action, Keenan. Let's fly. Wide open. Oskowski. It's incomplete. He overthrows him down around the 15. And he was open, but Keenan just barely overthrew him. So
well, they're going to punt it again.
It'll be 4th and 3. So a little bit of confusion because they looked like they were going to call for a measurement, then moved it back 2 or 3 yards. And the Mounties had it 3rd and a long 3 at the BFA 47. Incomplete pass. Keenan intended for Oskoski. 4th and a long 3 for the Mounties at the BFA, between the BFA 46 and the BFA 47-yard line. St. Peter into Boot, Hawkins, and Paplo back deep for BFA. And St. Peter gets the boot away. This will go to Hawkins at the 15. Hawkins changes direction, goes left to right, and he turns it inside.
He's going backward.
And Bartlett there to grab him at the 6-yard line. Hawkins just kept on retreating and retreating and retreating, and he lost yardage. Bartlett back there to grab him. And so BFA deep in its own territory, so Stu St. Peter is booted twice.
With good results.
And this one, actually, because of Hawkins, because he retreated, is back at the BFA 6-yard line, just across the 5, 1st and 10. 15 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And, of course, that earlier punt that set up a Mountie touchdown late in the 1st half was blown dead at the 5-yard line.
Real good special teams work by MSJ, and Jeremy Brother was right there, but he was not alone.
They're not going to get the playoff. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. So we played 3 here at St. Peter's Field. After 3 quarters of play, our scores: MSJ 38, BFA 16. Back after this 30-second break.
A lot of long green for BFA Bob Whites. They're starting from their 6-yard line, and let's see how the Mountie defense does this time around.
So 1st and 10 for BFA, its own 6-yard line. Looks like Randy Hughes' line is in the backfield now. The man in motion it is Paplo. Siragusa.
Safety.
No. Siragusa on the handoff to Hughes' line. He got it out across the 10 to about the 12-yard line.
Well, he fooled me, Jack.
He almost fooled me. And it is Hughes' line on the carry. It just checked in. Got it out to about the 12. Or he got it out even closer. He got it out to about the 14. Give him 2 more yards on that. It'll be 2nd down and 2. He was tackled after it was tough to tell from here, I might say. Picked up about 8 yards. 2nd and 2 for BFA at the BFA 14-yard line. Siragusa's gone all the way at quarterback. And the handoff to Hawkins. Took it left and against the grain. Got it to about the 16. Close to 1st down yardage. He needed to. And over there on the tackle, Hughes was over there. And also on the tackle was Mike Alberico. And he picked up about 2, and that's all he needed. It'll be 1st and 10 for BFA.
Just got it.
So they went from their 6 to the 16 on a couple of plays and pick up the 1st down, and they're out of trouble there, at least from the shadow of their own goalpost. 1st and 10 for BFA, the BFA 16-yard line. A couple of setbacks behind Siragusa. And here's the pitch, and taking a left, nothing doing. Stevens has got him back around the 12-yard line. And he got the ball carrier in a heck of a hurry. It was Pyre. Lost yardage back to the 14, or actually back to the 13. Lost 3. It'll be 2nd down and 13.
Hard to tell. We're way over on the other side of the field, and just got to kind of go by the sideline chains.
Now Pyre and Hawkins are the setbacks. There's a wing left, and Bouchard is wide right. 2nd and 13 for BFA. They're on 13. Play action, Siragusa, and he is sacked by Hughes back to the 3-yard line. Boy, what a game by Hughes.
You've been waiting for that sack all along. They've been working on it. Mike Alberico's been charging in there. That time the linebacker, Hughes, took the run, got in there on Siragusa all alone. Looks like it's at the 4, Jack.
Yep, inside the 5-yard line. The nose of the football close to the 5. We'll call it 3rd down. And about 23 for the Bob Whites, just inside their own 5-yard line. Big sack by Hughes. Then a couple of setbacks behind Siragusa, the senior quarterback. And the handoff straight up the middle. It goes to Hawkins, got his way out across the 15 to about the 17-yard line. Hit first by Lorman. Howland was over there. Stevens was over there. And it picked up pretty good yardage, but it'll be far shy. They got it out to the 18. Picked up about 14 yards, but it'll be 4th down and 8 for BFA, and they'll have to kick the football away.
Jack, you blew it. Boston College has beaten Notre Dame 30-11.
Oh, my
That's
gosh.
the final score. Boston College 30, Notre Dame 11. Lime back to kick. And Lorman over the shoulder at the 50-yard line to the 45-40. Joe to the 35-40. 25 and hit at the 22-yard line. Down at the 22, Pyer saving perhaps a 50-yard punt return for a touchdown by Lorman. But the Mounties will have it first and 10 to BFA 22-yard line. We have a timeout on the field. Yes, we do. Got a timeout on the field. We'll be back after this 30-second break.
We don't have touchdown Jesus here.
Well, we got Chuck Farino in the box here. First and 10 for the Mounties, BFA 23, and something happened on the snap.
That was a fumble snap.
Keenan couldn't quite get a handle on it, and BFA has recovered. Never really got a handle on the snap, and BFA has recovered. First and 10, Bob White's at the Bob White 24-yard line. 16, MSJ with the lead here with 8:23 remaining in the football game.
24.
First and 10 for BFA, the BFA 24-yard line. Hawkins and Pyer are the setbacks now behind Siragusa. Left side hash mark. Bubble recovery for BFA. And the handoff to Hawkins out across the 30, 35, and he gets it out to about the 40-yard line. Hawkins a 16-yard pickup and a first down, and Matt Howland there, and Hughes there on the tackle. Going to mark it out at just across the 40 to the 41. First and 10 for BFA. Some new players coming in for MSJ, though, is trotting into the football game. Matt Hayward, I know he made a tackle on the special teams earlier. Matt Howland in the backfield. Defensively, so is Hackett. He was in there before St. Peter. First and 10 BFA, the Bob White 41-yard line. Siragusa's got all the way at quarterback, looking to throw, rolls right, pumps once, being chased. Stevens has got him back to the 35. He was also being chased by John Babb, who's in there, but Stevens gets the sack. It lost 6. It'll be second and 16 for BFA. BFA 35-yard line. MSJ 38, BFA 16. 7:20 left in the ball game.
Well, this is the time that all those linebackers love. They can just tee off and blitz and go after that quarterback. But you got to have good coverage downfield, and that time MSJ did.
Akey is wide right. Pyer and Reynolds now are the setbacks. Pedlo a wing left. Pyer gets the call, sweeps left and against the grain. Gets it out to about the 38. And he picks up 3. Bunch of Mounties there on the stop. Hughes on the tackle, also in there on the stop for MSJ was number 74. Who's that? It's not on my roster. Third down, about 13 for the Bob Whites, their own 38-yard line. Hand off to Pyer straight ahead across the 40 and gets it to about the 42. Penalty markers down. There was a penalty marker down. It might be face mask. That's what you see a lot of times on a play like that, but we'll see what it is. Yeah, it is face mask, so that'll be a first down. He'll tack 15 yards on top of that. Mr. PA guy, who's number 74? Larry? Joe? Or Larry? Joe. Okay. Joe Caruso. Okay, we have him at 75. Okay. 15-yard penalty will give BFA a first and 10 at the Mountie 41-yard line. 6:07 left in the football game. The Mounties in control. MSJ 38, BFA 16. Handoff to Pyer, sweeps left. Try to turn the corner, does. At the 40, breaks a tackle inside the 35, down at the Mountie 33-yard line. He broke a couple of tackles. Hayward was over there, and so was St. Peter and Lorman on the tackle. Picked up about 8. It'll be second and 2 for BFA, the Mountie 33.
Second and 2 for BFA.
Pedlo comes out of the football game now. Pyer and also Reynolds are the setbacks. Totten is a wing right. Hand off to Pyer. He backs his way inside the 30 down to about the 29-yard line. Picked up 4, and that's enough for a first down. First and 10 for BFA, the Mountie 29.
First down BFA.
Hughes and Caruso there on the stop for MSJ. Joe Caruso. Larry was, what, a couple of years ago?
I think he's gone.
Yeah. Short is wide left. Wing right, it's Totten. Couple of setbacks. And the Mounties jump offside, I believe, unless they were drawn off. We got penalty markers down. Offside MSJ. It'll be 1st and 5 for BFA at the Mountie 24-yard line. And they marked out the 25-yard line.
It'll be 1st down and 5.
Closer to the 20.
Well, you hate to see this kind of stuff right now at this point in the game, because the Mounties have really played a good game, and the penalties are just overwhelming, and they've got to be very frustrating right now.
Left side hash mark 1st and 5 for BFA. Actually, the market at the Mountie 23. Here is the pitch to Hawkins, and Hawkins got his way inside the 20, inside the 15, and knocked out of bounds. And right around at the Mountie 13-yard line. Picked up 10, and that's a 1st down for BFA. 1st and 10 for the Bob Whites, the Mountie 13-yard line. Left side hash mark, 4:37 remaining here at the end of the football game. The clock actually stopped with 4:38 left in the football game. The Mounties lead at 38-16. Akey is wide left. Again, Totten is a wing right. Hawkins and Reynolds are the setbacks. Siragusa looking to throw, rolls right, shoots, complete inside the 5, and down at about the 2-yard line. After making the catch for BFA was Dave Reynolds coming out of the backfield. They're going to mark it at the 3-yard line. 1st and goal for BFA, and picked up 10, or close to it. Let's see, it's close enough for a measurement. Either 1st and goal or 2nd in inches for BFA at the Mountie 3. They had it at the 13. They got it at the 3, so we'll see here as they bring the sticks out. It is a 1st down. 1st and goal, BFA, the Mountie 3. The Mounties 38, BFA 16. 4:31 left here in the football game. They mark it at the right side hash mark. Nate Bolts will be leading the club out of the huddle. He's the center, 5'10", 195-pound senior. Reynolds and Hawkins the setbacks to short, wide left. Totten is a wing right. 1st and goal, Bob White's the Mountie 3. And we got penalty markers down, and apparently this will be against BFA. Wow. Illegal procedure against the Bob Whites. They'll have it back at the 8. 1st and goal for the Bob Whites at the Mountie 8-yard line. Now Pyre comes into the football game. And Paplo also into the football game. Clock running, coming down on 4 minutes left in the game now. MSJ with that 38-16 lead. The Bob Whites looking for more here. Akey is wide left. Tight right is Talley. Paplo now is the wing right. Pyre and Reynolds are the setbacks. And now Paplo's in motion right to left. 1st and goal from the Mountie 8. Play action, Siragusa. Throws incomplete. He underthrows. Pyre coming out of the backfield around the 3, covered by Lorman and Stevens. So it'll be 2nd and goal for the Bob Whites from the Mountie 8.
I think Siragusa was just getting rid of that one, because there was a big time rush on him that time by 3 Mounties.
Including, I believe, John Babb.
John Babb was rumbling in there. John's got a little size from last year to this year.
Oh, yeah. I think he can beat me up.
Well, I wouldn't bet on you, Jack.
2nd and goal for BFA, the Mountie 8. Siragusa now inside. Handoff to Pyre, and he's tripped up as he got it to about the 4. And he might have got tripped up by one of his own men, because that was a pretty big hole. But see it from here. Got 4. It'll be 3rd and goal for the Bob Whites at the 4-yard line of MSJ. 3:30 left in the ball game. Pyre has got a touchdown in this ball game today.
You know, I don't know why they don't use Pyre more. He seems to be their best running back.
And actually, he didn't play until the game was
really
away.
Really? He seems to be grabbing chunks of yards.
3rd and goal for the Bob Whites, the Mountie 4. Looking to throw Siragusa. Rolls left, looking to the end zone. Fires, incomplete. He overthrows Talley, and Talley was open in the end zone, but was covered by Matt Howland. But Talley was there, and he just overthrew him. 4th and goal for the Bob Whites, the Mountie 4. Clock stops with 3:07 left in the game. It's MSJ 38 and BFA 16. Bouchard is back into the football game before the Bob Whites.
Yeah, and I would have a couple of guys on Bouchard right here. I know it's only 4 yards, but you got to figure Saragusa's probably going to try to pass this.
Bouchard is wide left. Reynolds and Pyre the setbacks. And we got penalty markers down as the handoff went to Pyre, so they weren't going to pass, but we'll see what the penalty markers are all about. And apparently against MSJ, it would be half the distance to the goal line.
Oh, good old Jerry Jasinski.
Mark it at the 2. And what did they call it? Offside? Must have been that. So 4th and goal for the Bob Whites at the Mountie 2-yard line. Akey back in, he's wide left now. Talley is tight right. Pablo a wing right. Pyre and Reynolds are the setbacks behind Saragusa. 4th and goal at the Mountie 2. It goes to Reynolds, takes it right, and he gets in for the touchdown. Dave Reynolds on the touchdown, a 2-yard touchdown run. It's MSJ 38 and BFA 22 with 3:02 left in the ball game. 2-yard run for Reynolds for the touchdown. So MSJ with a 38-22 lead. As BFA will go for 2. Reynolds and Pyre the setbacks, and Pablo is a wing right. And a Saragusa. Play action, rolls left, throws to the end zone, and it is complete for the 2 points to Bouchard. So Bouchard caught the pass from Saragusa toward the far sideline in the end zone. And it's now MSJ 38 and BFA 24. Back with the onside kick, and it's recovered by the Mounties at the Mountie 40-yard line. And there with the sure hands was Sean Keenan. And his coach, Brian Grady, had some sure-handed people up to grab the possible onside kick. So the Mounties will have it 1st and 10. Their own 40. On the 40-yard line. Less than 3 minutes remaining in the ball game. No way this game isn't that close. But it's,
no, it's not.
But like you said, anything can happen. It's a 14-point lead right now.
You know, the other thing is a bad fumble, bad snap from center leads to a 12-play, 76-yard drive, and really there shouldn't even have happened.
Hand off to Stevens, takes a left. Stevens to the 45, 50, to the 45, and he steps out of bounds at the BFA 43-yard line. A 17-yard pickup for Jay Stevens and a Mountie first down. 1st and 10, Mounties, the Bob White 43. Stepped out of bounds with 2:40 left in the ball game. We'll have a Pasquale's 12th Player Award winner, the unsung hero, at the end of the game, and also a J.P. Carrera & Sons MVP at the end of the game. Oskoski wide right, Bartlett wide left. That late touchdown by BFA to cut it to 14. Some of the players, the younger players, won't get an opportunity here. Hughes on the call, takes it off right tackle to about the 42, and cut down there by Pablo. Picked up about a yard. Will be 2nd and 9 for the Mounties. Between the 42 and the 43, we'll call it the 43. 2nd down and almost 10. Actually picked up about a half yard. MSJ 38, BFA 24. Wide left, Bartlett. Hughes and Stevens the setbacks. Out of the eye, Stevens the deep back, Hughes the up back. And wide right, handoff to Stevens, and he's going to lose about a yard. He's in there to make the stop for BFA, Mike Smiler. So now BFA wants the timeout here, as they're going to have the Mounties 3rd and 9. This is a big play here. Back after this 30-second break.
When you
say 24. They're just joining us. The game really is not this close. But it's on the scoreboard right now, that's for sure.
You're absolutely right, Jack.
This is a big play here, believe it or not. I didn't think we would have any more of those in this game. Bartlett wide right, Oskowski wide right, wing right is Stevens. The lone setback is Bombargi. Here's the pitch to Bombargi. Sweeps right, looking to turn the corner. Does at the 40, squeezes his way to the 39. And he picks up 5, but the Mounties will have it 4th and 5, the BFA 39-yard line. With 1:44 left in the ball game, and we've got another timeout here. So the Mounties will be faced with a 4th down and about 6. They're going to mark it just inside the BFA 40. They're not going to mess around here. They're going to punt the football. And Stu St. Peter back around the Mountie 48 to punt it away. BFA has 1 timeout left unofficially, and St. Peter gets the boot away. It'll hit it just outside the 15, inside the 15-yard line, and picked up across the way, and then getting his way out of bounds across the way on the return was Reynolds, I believe.
Yeah.
And there is a flag on the play. Get out of bounds across the way, but let's see what... It's a legal procedure against MSJ. It's declined. Let's see, where did he go out of bounds here as they finally... It's right around the 17-yard line. They declined the penalty basically because they want the football right now rather than mess around with more time being taken off the clock. So BFA has it 1st and 10 with 1:35 left in the football game, and BFA has it at its own at 17-yard line, and MSJ has a 38-24 lead. Unofficially, BFA with 1 timeout left, clock running now, less than 1:30 remaining in the game. Gleim is in as a wide receiver right. Saragusa's gone all the way at quarterback, the senior quarterback for BFA. He's got Paplo in motion left to right. Couple of setbacks. Saragusa looking to throw. Throws right, being chased, throws down the middle, and it is complete to Pyre at the 35. Pyre dropped at the BFA 37. A host of Mounties to drop him. That's a 20-yard pickup from Saragusa to Pyre. It's 1st and 10 BFA, the BFA 37-yard line. 1:07 left. Clock stops right now as they move the sticks. Mounties lead at 38-24.
And they see that first-team defense back in for MSJ.
Yes, they do. Right side hash mark. Saragusa with a couple of setbacks. Gleim is wide left now. Saragusa on the keeper and gets maybe 2 to the 39. Popovich there. Babb was there. Hughes there on the stop. Picked up 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 for BFA. Their own 39-yard line. They line it up without a huddle. 42 seconds left in the game. Saragusa barks them out now. 2nd down play. Saragusa play action, rolls left, looking, shoots left, and it is complete to Pyre to the 50. Pyre dropped by Fuller at the MSJ 45-yard line. That picked up 16. 1st and 10 BFA. The Mountie 45 with 31 seconds left in the game. The Mounties 38, BFA 24. Who would have thought that the game would end like this?
Well, you never know, Jack. That's why they play these games.
Harry Gleim goes wide left, 1st and 10. Bob White's the Mountie 45. Saragusa with a couple of setbacks. Paplo is a wing right.
Suddenly, Saragusa looks like Bob Greasy.
Play action. Saragusa rolls right. Looking, being chased. Here's it out, and it is intercepted by Lorman at the 12, and he's dropped immediately by Talley, the intended receiver, and the Mounties will have it 1st and 10, their own 12. Joe Lorman on the interception. 21 seconds left in the ball game. 38-24 MSJ. 4th and 10 for the Mounties at their own 12. Lorman did play a nice game today. He had that big punt return as well. Of course, we like to, after they've won a couple, 2 or 3, we like to spread the awards around a little bit. Kurt Bombargi's won a couple of MVPs. Could have won another one. We had him on the post game and said you didn't mind if we gave it to somebody else, do you?
Kelly,